I'm gonna get started. We're gonna start a warm up here while I talk everyone through this. So make sure you stand this, check him out, great YouTube channel. He's giving out this routine for Shaolin leg training. Sure enough, it's very similar to, just copy what I'm doing here. Very similar to what we were doing in China. It includes some horse stance, a few different Kung Fu stances, and then some kicking. I will modify everything to make it doable by pretty much everyone. So just try and focus on your breath. I'll give cues throughout the whole thing. Stick through it. It's a mental challenge as well as a physical challenge. If you're feeling any pains or have any questions, please throw it down on here. I'll try and answer between the breaks. But right now we're gonna get everything warmed up. So the way it's gonna go here is it's 3 quote unquote warm-up exercises. We're gonna start with 36 dragon squats and a little bit of break. We'll do 4 sets of kicks afterwards. Again, I'll modify it, make sure that everyone can do it. And then we're gonna come to the real stuff, the stance training. The foundations of all Shaolin is your ability to sit low and train your legs to be able to take a crap load of pain in order to produce power, endurance, speed, etc. If you watch, like those really cool Shaolin movies where they go down and deep into stances, we're gonna be working towards that today. Push yourself as much as you feel like. Without further ado, let's start with the horse stance. Come out with the heels first for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back out for 5. And that's going to give you about a double width or a 5-step horse stance distance. And from here, all as you can, imagine someone's pulling a string lifting your head, and there's a bowling ball attached to your pelvis pulling you down. So there's a separation in your spine. You're trying to engage your lats by tucking your elbows underneath. So you want to feel your back and posture muscles with this. And down and back up. So we'll start, realistically I'm going to be talking during this whole thing, so hopefully it's about 36, but who knows. So this is the start. We're going to go 1, breathing out, and breathing in. Out, and in. Trying to stay as tall as you can the whole time. If you want to play some music in the background, go for it. I don't want to throw my tastes onto people. All right, I think we're back. I do not have the best internet here. Okay, I think, yeah, we're back. Let's say we're about 10 here. These are nice and slow, these are warm-ups. You're not trying to bang them out. Don't worry about counting it. We're only gonna finish on me. About 12. 13. It's about mindful intention here. So you wanna try and feel your adductors, your inner groin muscles here, pulling and creating a bridge and coming back out. If you're getting pain in your knees, try to scoot your hips back more. So if you're putting your knees far forwards, you might feel some pain, so bring the hips back in order to avoid that. Think about putting pressure through your heels. And if you're feeling good, you're trying to get wider. You're trying to drive the knees out instead of letting them collapse in. Yeah, I think we're back live. If this keeps happening, I don't know how we're gonna do this. Especially with some of the later stuff. Might just have to give you guys the workout if it keeps freezing. Don't think it's very nice having to pause all the time. Yeah, about 20. Hey, Jen. We'll go for 6 more. Breathing out on the way down. Okay, I'm doing this peace sign with my fingers. You can do whatever you like. You can just point them forwards, point them towards you, not a big deal. Two more. And then we get to the fun one. Hey, Monica. Good. So that's called Mabu, or horse stance. Next one's poo-poo. This one's gonna be quite challenging for a lot of people, so don't force it. We got 36 reps to get it right. Just gradually increase the depth as you go. But you're gonna use that same stance, so same double wide stance or the 5-step horse. And you're gonna do a lunge to the side, come back up, and switch. Hands going in front, it's gonna help you counterbalance so you don't fall backwards. So you're coming down. Don't let your knee go forwards, and don't let your heel. All right, we're back. I don't understand. Every like 3 minutes it's cutting out. Okay, so we're starting with the poo-poos. Coming down, hands in front, and you're turning slightly toward your legs. Not to face forwards. You want to turn a little bit in, come back out. Don't go for full range. Like if this is all you can do right now, cool, you're gonna feel this tomorrow, I guarantee you. Coming out. Obviously the lower you go, the better. It looks prettier. It's what's used in the Shaolin forms. As you come down, don't let this leg come in. You want to keep it pressing outwards, staying as tall as you can. Hope everyone's enjoying this so far. And not everyone's just watching me, but you're actually doing it too. Even if you don't do the whole workout, just do some of it. You know, get a little sweat going. I know I got one going. I'm keeping my window closed so you guys don't have to hear the rain from outside, which is making it hotter in here. Like I said, I've been doing this routine. This is the 7th straight day. I've been doing it with somebody else online. We're keeping each other accountable, so I thought if I'm doing it online, might as well just get a few other people going with it. And the results are really cool. After obviously the first day, the next day was pretty sore in the hamstrings, the quads and everything. But I was able to get deeper, and the depth and mobility and range and everything has just been improving, which is great. So I hope you guys are doing this, having some fun. Be real, I'm not really counting right now because I'm just talking. So let's say 10 more. If you're feeling your knees, don't let your knee go forwards. Think about pushing into your heel, and don't let your heel raise. That's cheating. All right, knock on wood, the camera hasn't messed up my connection yet, so maybe we can have a smooth rest of the workout. And bear in mind, this is still kind of like the warm-up. Rashawn, yo, what's up? Let's say 2 more. Last one. All right, that's poo-poo. You can grab some water. Got 1 more. And then we'll get into some kicks. Those are fun. And then the real Shaolin stuff. Okay, last one's a dragon squat. So, I'll show a few variations because this one's pretty challenging. But at basics, you're just gonna do a lunge. So you're gonna face one way, try and keep your knee above your ankle, coming down as low as you feel confident, and back up. Down, and back up. I'm gonna be alternating sides, but for you, yeah, you should alternate sides too. So you're gonna be stepping forwards, step back, step 2, 3, and that's the modified version. Getting more difficult. You're gonna start facing forwards. You're gonna turn into that lunge position. You're gonna come down and you're gonna keep turning so that you're facing the opposite way you started. Coming back up, rotating out, down. Obviously, the deeper you go, the harder it is. So you can see how this lunge will turn into the dragon squat as you step deeper. So I'll show you from the other side too. Just practice it right now. Don't worry about the reps. So coming through, you're not trying to, there's no knees touching, there's no knee on the ground. You're fully supporting yourself. Don't stack yourself, and don't be too far away. Woo! All right, I'm getting a good sweat. I hope you are too. So let's go with this. We're going to be doing 36 alternating sides or alternating lunges, depending how you feel. If you feel knee pain, put more pressure through your heel. Don't let your knee go forwards. Don't go as low. Don't push yourself too hard in the beginning, first few reps. I guarantee you the second half of this workout is a lot harder. This is the quote-unquote warm-up. So let's get started. Hands out in front, keeping the shoulders down, trying to stay tall in the posture. So no leaning down. If to get more depth, you have to break your posture, don't go deeper. Stop here if you have to. Okay. All right, so I was going to tell you a story about China. So if the connection breaks, don't worry about it. Just keep going. And so I had this sword form in China. It was big, sweeping. It's on my YouTube somewhere. And we had to do this during it. It seems pretty impractical to swing a sword, drop down into this position, and come back out and whip up. But when you see it in a form, it's pretty cool. Let's pop up, hit someone, surprise them, duck under an attack, who knows. I think JDLC is keeping count for us. Back to my family during this whole thing happening. Safety in numbers and all. Thanks, Jen. 21. Call this 22. And breathing out as you're coming down. Breathe in as you come up. Shoulders back, chest tall, stay upright. You might feel your shoulders getting sore. That's okay. That's part of the training. If you're not sweating yet, maybe you're in a colder environment than I am. Okay. Oh man, this really sucks with the connection losing out. But we're gonna finish the workout. I don't care. I'm already started. Alright, that was 36 of those. Now we're gonna go into some kicks. Shift this back a little bit. Kick it up. Alright, Shaolin kicking. We're gonna have our arms out, thumbs, everything pushed together, and you're trying to keep your hand as upright as possible. Shoulders down, lats engaging. From here, we're gonna be doing just straight kicks. So if you've never done this before, just start with little kicks to 90 degrees in front of you. Bend your knees if you have to, if you're feeling your hamstrings. But again, you want to stay as tall as you can with this, so no slouching when you kick. So here, coming up and down. Alternating legs, hands out to the side. As you feel more warm, as you feel more confident, you can kick it up higher. Ideally, your leg is going to be straight, toes hooking up, not pointing, no ballet here. So we're here, up, we're going 36, 18 per side. If you're not experienced with this, don't put a lot of power into it. Try and stay as tall as you can, no shifting. If you're feeling good, you can add a little more power. If you're not, don't force anything. Don't hurt yourself. We'll go 10 more. Last one. That's our straightforward kicks. Used to do those every day, twice a day during Shaolin training. Very important, very basic. Next up we got side kicks. So, not really side kicks, more lateral. You're gonna be turning your toes out 45. So we just went straight forwards. So now you're gonna be coming out to the side like this. Alternating legs. Again, another 36. This is my favorite part of the routine because you can actually have a little fun. You start to see your kicks get higher and higher. And these are the two more basic kicks. The next two give you a lot more, not a lot more, just a little more advanced, a little more fun, a little more options. If you're training any martial arts or doing anything physical, or have low back pain or have knee pain, or just want more hip flexibility and mobility, this routine's really doing it all. We just want to get a sweat going, burn off the calories from sitting on the couch all day. All right, we'll go 10 more. Last two. Grab a drink. If you're a little lost in this or anything, just send me a message. I'll try and make it clearer. So we're halfway done our kicks. We've got two more to do. We're going to be going outside in and then inside out. So outside in, two options. Again, take it to whatever level you are. You're going to be coming out on that angle we just came in, coming in and down on that front and back. So that's the first option. If you want to make it a little fancier, have a little more fun, as you do this, you can kick your hand. Try and keep your legs straight, hooking the toes up, fingers together, press out. It's almost like an 80s aerobics video. A little space dependent here at this one. Sorry if you can't see everything perfectly. We'll go 6 more. And 1. Woo. All right, feel free to grab that drink. Hope everyone's surviving isolation well. No one's going into deep, deep, dark depression. We're staying positive and optimistic. Doing the best we can with what we can, controlling what we can, and not worrying about what you can't control. What's up, FaZe? Haryad, hello, bro. Alright, last set of kicks, and then we get to the real stuff. I keep saying real stuff, this is all the real stuff. There's no secret, it's just hard work, right? Alright, so we're going outside kick. This by far is my most favorite. I'm going to try and give you a better shot of this, but we're coming straight forwards and out to that angle. Same idea, easier. Don't go as high, like limit your height. Try and stay tall. That's the main important thing, is keeping the lats locked, staying tall versus being floppy and all over the place. That's how you're going to hurt yourself. So you're coming up, out, keep the hands here, or you can hit 1, or you can hit 2 hands. And we're going to be alternating legs on this one. So, 36. Let's go. And this program, 36 and everything, 36 reps. We're going to be doing 36 breaths soon. You're doing this 36 days straight. So, I'm on day 7. I feel great. It's definitely a mental challenge, but no excuses, right? We're all inside with plenty of time. If we're not developing ourselves, that's just our fault. I really hope I don't kick the wall by accident. So I'm just watching the frame, trying to stay in for you guys. Last 6. Last one. Whew. I feel the shoulders. I feel it. Hope you guys are feeling it too. So, those first 3 stances we did, horse stance, poo-boo, tso-boo, we're going to be doing those again, except we're going to be holding the bottom position. When you do this on your own, you're counting your breaths. So you're going to go down, that's 1, that's 2. Obviously, if you're a beginner, it's a little harder. You might be breathing faster, you might take bigger pauses. So I've been doing like 12, 12, 12, or 12, 12, 6, 6 to get to my 36. But I'm trying to breathe as slow as I can, as calm as I can. Yeah, I think we should just get to it. Don't worry about where you're at. This is just for your future. Just stick with me on this one. We'll do approximately 36 breaths. So we'll get into the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're gonna love holding those low stances. Low rider. Don't worry on this horse stance. You don't need to be like 7 and just like as parallel as you can. Really focus on keeping your body upright. That's gonna be the big part of this one. So, about double shoulder width. Try and keep your toes pointing forwards on this. Hands out in front the whole time you're in the bottom position. I like to take a deep breath in and then breathe out, sink, and just clear my mind. Follow the breaths. Don't let the legs shake and get too much in the way. If you're not getting low on the stances, like this is cool. Doesn't matter. Do whatever you can and gradually build it down so you get some depth. So we're starting here. First breath. I think we'll go 12, 12, 12. So try and break it up into 3 equal parts or follow along with me. Break as you need to. Push the hips forwards, trying to feel the groin, pressing the knees out. Sinking back, staying tall. Try not to breathe into your chest. Breathe into your belly. Breathe the air down to the earth. So about 9 breaths. For me, so about 1/3 of the way there. Yeah, usually I don't come out of my stance position when I'm doing these ones, so we take 10 to 20 second break at the top of your designated spot, and then we're going to go back down for that ride. So this is mental, you know, close your eyes, really try and feel what your body is feeling. Are you feeling tall posture, legs active, strong bridge? Or do you just feel pain in your knees? If you feel pain in your knees, put more pressure through the heels. Don't go as low, don't push yourself. You don't want joint pain. That's just your body telling you, I don't want to do this, I'm not ready. Don't force it. If you're in China and you're doing Shaolin training, you're unfortunately going to have to force it. If you're in the comfort of your own home, don't force an injury. Don't do something stupid. Os, ZDH. For those interested, I've been training jiu-jitsu lately. Obviously not this past month, unfortunately. So I've just had to spend my time watching jiu-jitsu videos and techniques. I don't have anyone to roll with here, so it's all on my mind, but I'll be ready to, you know, try some cool new YouTube stuff when I get back. Let's go 5 more breaths. Yeah, feel the legs, feel the quads, feel the adductors in here. Feel the sweat dripping down. Now, this is kind of exciting. My first live video, live class. Brings me back to when I used to do boot camp training stuff. It's my first personal training job. Oh. All right, so the last third here, about 12 breaths. Staying tall, that bowling ball pulling your pelvis down. Rope is pulling your head up, elongating the spine, no slouching. Try and push the hips forwards if you can, if there's no knee pain. If there is knee pain, sit back into it. Breathing with the belly. Try and feel everything. Don't escape it. Pull into it. Break if you need to. And there's your horse stance broken up into 3 parts. So this is your day 1, which I'm guessing everyone else is day 1. Do what you can. The idea here being is we're not using any weights. It's all body weight. You're just trying to make it easier. So by day 36 of this, you do this 36 consecutive days, theoretically, you should be holding that for 36 nice calm breaths, no problem, which could be anywhere from 4 to 5 minutes. Woo, that's huge. And then of course you're doing each poo-boo 4 to 5 minutes, calm, 36 breaths. Not an easy task. And said DH, thanks for sharing. I'm hoping to inspire you. You know, there's not that many people watching. I know there's 1,000,001 other people posting these videos. I'm just trying to share what I can uniquely share of my own experience. So let's hit those poo-boos. So we're gonna be holding, and generally people have a weaker side and a stronger side on this. My weaker side's my right, my hip. It does not have the same mobility as my left side, unfortunately, so I do feel like jamming and stuff. So I start with this side first. All 36 breaths are gonna be on one side. So break it down how you need to. I'm gonna do 12, 12, 12 breaths, so try and triple segment. Break, come back. If you see me still in there, go back down, break with me. Let's just do it. So pointing the toes forwards in that 5-step horse stance. One straight leg, you're gonna be turning your hips slightly towards it, sitting back. Do not lift the heel. I don't wanna see anyone on their toes. And you're trying to stay as tall as you can. So if staying tall means you're only this deep, cool. Just hold that depth. For others, if you've been a little more experienced, get down. We're holding here. Trying to keep this knee pressing out and slightly facing in. If your distance isn't quite right, just come up and adjust. Ah, 12. Let me see if I can give you a different angle on this one too. Maybe I'll push the camera back. Oh yeah, I can tilt it. All right, second set. Let's try this view. So we'll come down. Try and stay as tall as you can. Lats engaging, shoulders back. Definitely gonna feel this. If you gotta be a little higher, that's okay. I'm not perfect either. I've definitely got a slight lean. We're trying to be as high as you can. Hands in front, it's gonna help you. If you need to hold on to something, that's gonna help you. Stay tall, about halfway. Use your hands if you need to get up. This one I feel a lot. I hope everyone's enjoying this so far. If you want a time scale, I think we're about maybe 15 more minutes. This is a great one. You don't need any equipment. You can do it anywhere. It's gonna give you bamboo legs. You'll be able to beat people up with them if you want. It's gonna keep your hips healthy. It's gonna keep your back healthy. It's gonna give your knees a lot more health. If you have tight hips, your knees gonna take a lot of damage. When you're walking, if you got tight ankles, knees gonna take a lot of damage. So if you want, basically your hip joint communicates to your low back and to your knee. So if your hips are very tight and unsteady, that means your low back and your knees are gonna have to be way more mobile than they're designed to be. Okay, your hips are designed to open up and be mobile. If they don't take that force, your low back and your knees are gonna take that force. So this is really good if you want that self-care. Let's go for that last one. No more talking. 3, 2, 1. And what I like about this, we start with the bad leg, it's the hard side, and then we finish with the presumably easier side. It's not that bad. Try and keep these toes down, don't let them go up. Staying as tall as you can. Keep those lats back, chest high. Really try to get the posture going. Slightly turning into that straight leg. 5 more breaths. And up. All right, let's take a drink. Hope everyone else is going well on this. We're up to 10 live viewers. If you're just joining us, jump in. Let's go. We got poo-poos on the strong side now. So, coming down, trying to set the butt back. Don't let that heel raise, slightly facing the straight leg. Coming down, hands in front is gonna help you balance. If you're having to really sacrifice, either hold something in front of you or don't go as low. Also, we have 36 breaths. You don't have to just drop down to the lowest point in that first few breaths. Take your time and come down. Everyone's different. Don't rest if you're all the way down. Like I can just hang out here and I'm just resting on my joints. You want to stay up, active, let the muscles work. Right now, you're probably in a pretty stretched state and your muscles aren't used to it. And the more time you spend into it, the more your nervous system's going to adapt, your muscles are going to adapt, and you'll be able to hold the position much better. We got 3 more breaths. 2, 1. We'll call that 12 breaths. So we got 24 to go. When you're doing this on your own, break it up how you need to. Breathe nice and slow. We'll go on my timing for this right now. 10 to 20 second break. Try not to move your feet in between these ones. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow and steady, right? Don't force anything. You got 35 more days of this, right? Who signed up for the 36, huh? I'm day 7 here. Things have been opening up like crazy. Don't want to have that distinguishing good side, bad side. I want to make both sides as good as each other so you don't know. And believe it or not, I've maybe I'll show this at the end. I'll do some we'll do some splits training at the end for those who want a little extra. It's not a workout, it's more fun, just relax, we can talk a little bit. But basically, if you believe it, I've torn my groin a few times, like adductors, inside my hips. I want to say 3 times. And every time it's like a 6-month battle to get back to just not feeling any pain in there. Oh, and all of it was self-harm, stupidity induced, where I didn't, that's why I'm telling you now, go slow, don't force anything. There was a few times where, you know, at the end of a training session, you go, oh wow, I can do a pancake now, or whatever, middle split. And then the next session you come back and it's like, yeah, I can totally do it. No warm up, you just try and go into it. Bam! That's when you blow yourself up. Let's do this last set of 12. So, you know, even if you got injuries, if you got limitations, you can come back. There's only 2 ways, either forwards or backwards. If you get injured, you have to step back, but you're the one who decides if it keeps pushing you back and you don't get to do anything anymore, or if you recover from it and become better. The reason I'm saying this is come back to the left side, right side. There's been many times I've had a lot of injuries in myself where I'd like sprain an ankle, that leg is done for the next 6 months. And I sprained this ankle, that leg is now my weak leg for 6 months. And you know, you get so many injuries in weaving, it's like you almost forget which side was the good side, which side was injured. But it allows you to build yourself, because there's a point where you forget, yeah, was it this one that's injured? It's so strong, but my other one's not injured either, and it's strong. So injuries, everything is just a pathway to something else, and you decide if it's gonna hold you back or not. Woo. Okay, grab a little drink. We got probably the nastiest one for last. Oh, when I'm doing things on my own and not talking, it's about 5 minutes for each one of those. So like 5 minutes in the horse stance to finish it with my breaks. The poo-boos, each one 5 minutes. So it's about 25 minutes just for these last 3 exercises when I'm doing it on my own. Obviously, if your endurance isn't as big, or you're starting, maybe it's 3 minutes you get to do in the beginning. The longer you can do it, the more breaths you can hold at the bottom, the cooler. All right. Right, so this one, everyone had to do a little different. We're doing 36 straight on one leg. So for those a little less stable, you know, grab something here. You're gonna be in a lunge to whatever depth you feel confident. So here, knee just above is great. As you feel better, you're gonna close this distance and you're gonna start to turn towards. And if you feel really good, you stick the knee through, and this is your holding stance, trying to stay as tall as you can. Don't rest your knees on the inside. Don't put your knee down. This one's a moderate range. Wherever you get to. Doesn't necessarily mean one is better. Like, this is excellent too. You're gonna get a lot from this. You don't necessarily need to be all the way extremely into one side. So, without further ado and more stalling, start on your weaker side. So for me, that's my right side is gonna be my leg in front as I do this. So here, we're turning. So for you, if your weak leg's here, you're going down with your right leg in front, coming through, and we're starting our 12. Try and avoid the shoulders up, elbows rising. You want to keep it down and in front. Last 5 breaths. All right, knock on wood. Last 30 minutes, no connection problems. I'm very excited about that. For you, I'm filming, so I'm trying to move around. Don't move your feet. Like, once you're set, just keep them there. It makes it a lot easier. It'll take about 5-10 more seconds, and then we'll jump back into it. Oh, this one takes a lot out of you. But we only have one more side after this, and it's the good side. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1, coming down. Staying as tall as you can. Don't sit and collapse, right? Even if you're all the way down, you gotta sit a little bit higher so you're putting the tension through your muscles. You're not relaxing. I don't know what this looks like on camera, but down here, right? 4 more breaths. Whoa. I remember the first time I did that, I couldn't come up. I almost fell trying to come up because I was fighting to stay down the whole time. All right. Last one on this side. Should be sweating a little bit here. I'm drenched and I usually don't sweat a lot. Whew. All right, last 12. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. And by no means you have to do 12. You could be doing 5 at a time, 6 at a time, 24 at a time, 36 at a time is the goal to be able to hold this down here. 36 breaths. If you feel pain, don't push through it. Come up a little bit. 4 more breaths. Oh, indeed. About 5 more minutes. And we'll stretch it out. Oh. I don't know what to say anymore. Feel free to ask me questions. Otherwise, it's just whatever pops into my mind. Oh. But yeah, I look back at it now, it's like 1 hour of leg training versus what we used to do when I was training Kung Fu in China, where this was literally the warm-up, and then you actually do Kung Fu and sparring and stuff after an hour of this. You do it twice a day. It's hard to put myself back in those shoes and think about that. All right. We got the good side now. So this is easy, no big deal. We'll be turning in 3, 2, 1. That's about 12 breaths. Hmm. 10 more seconds, 24 reps, and then we'll just chill, do some stretching, call it a day. Anyone out there fasting? It's almost 1 o'clock, I'm still fasting. Whoa, all right. luckily when you're doing the real forms and stuff, you don't have to hold so long. But a big benefit of holding the, the high reps, the high time under tension, is just, it really helps strengthen the joints. The joints need a lot more attention versus muscle when it comes to training. So you can get really strong legs, arms, whatever, but if the joint holding it together is weak, you're just gonna hurt yourself. So putting the joint under these kind of tensions and loads and stretches helps to strengthen it, because there's a lot of time under tension. Versus like if you're just doing a bench press or push-ups for 30 seconds, that's not enough time for the tendons to get worked properly and strengthened. You need higher reps, lighter weight. So like your knees, your ankles, hips, you just need that time. You just gotta sit there. Last set. I'm very excited about this. Let's go. Oh yeah, to give credit again, if you missed it in the beginning of the video, I got this specific routine from Emmett Lewis. Check out his YouTube channel, got a lot of good stuff. He breaks down this routine. I'm just walking you through it. Very similar to what they do in China, very similar to what I did. And as much as I'm a personal trainer, I like it when someone else comes up with the plan and just tells me what to do, and I can do it. When I come up with my own plan, it's like, you can change a million different things. This, it's basic, it's simple, you just do it. You just listen to somebody tell you to do it, 36 days, just do it. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations for those of you that stuck through that whole routine. The Shaolin training is done. I'm gonna do some extra stretching now, so I'll be on for maybe 5 more minutes if anyone wants to throw one more question, or you can just follow along with them and what I'm about to do. Anyone who saw my latest video was that 90-90 stretching video, so just gonna hit 90 degrees on the front, middle, and back, trying to keep the chest forwards and just relaxing, leaning forwards. Hey, thanks JDLC. Hope you did the whole thing. Hope you enjoyed. Ooh, yeah. Get a little stretch here. And make sure to stretch the hip flexors, so we'll get next, because it tends to turn into a ball and is quite uncomfortable. So here, stretching out, stretching forwards, finishing the routine, showing the body some love. If you're just sitting at home watching TV, run through these stretches. Run through some of the routine. You don't have to do the whole routine. Do 5 horse dances when you get out of bed. Whatever you can do, do it while you still can. We're gonna hit a butterfly, then the hip flexors. One of my big goals has always been the middle splits. I've been, close. And like I said, I've torn my adductors a few times. So it's not the easiest thing for me to do. Front splits are a lot easier. We're working the butterfly. If you're doing martial arts, jiu-jitsu, any of that kind of stuff, butterfly stretch, very important, especially if you play rubber guard like me. All right, here. So this is a very simple, straightforward routine. So now we're gonna stretch the hip flexor. You're gonna stay tall, tucking the pelvis underneath, trying to stay flat back. If you arch your back, you're gonna lose the stretch. So just keep the flat back, core engaged, and you're pushing your hips forward, so you feel a stretch to the front. First few days I did this, huge hip flexor tightness, so you gotta release that. So a lot of tightness with it. You can see the sweat pooling on my pants. All right, from here, hip flexor stretched. Now we're gonna pull the toe up, stretching for the hamstring. Instead of trying to go down, think about going forwards. You're driving your foot through the ground, and you're going forwards as opposed to just down. So for some of you, you might see where we're going with this. We stretch the hip flexor, stretch the hamstring. So now just go into whatever you feel comfortable with in terms of a front split. So here, past 7 days I've been doing this and it's coming back. Getting close to that touchdown of the hamstring in the front, but I'm not forcing anything. I'm not as eager as I once was, so it's better just to have consistency, nice smooth progress versus having something one day and then not having it the next day, having it the next day, not having it the day after. It's better just to go easy, nice and slow and smooth. I'm going to do this one more time. Here, and then we're going to tuck in. And you guessed it, we got the other side. So stretching the hip flexor, pushing forwards, flat back, trying to feel this left hip flexor in the front. 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah. As soon as it starts to like loosen and let go, that's when you know you got it. And then we'll hit the hamstrings. Again, don't dive bomb in. If you've been doing this for a while, even if you can touch your forehead to your toes, don't dive for it. Let it come in the 20, 30 seconds as it eases. Really put your mind into here. If you feel your knees when doing the full splits, this or the middle splits, bend your knees a little. You're going to feel the hamstring stretch way more. It's taking the pain out of the tendon. As you get better, straighten the leg. From here, slide into our front splits. Oh. Again, slowly lowering down. Don't force anything. Coming out. Then we're going to hit the splits and pancake. I'm going to just change the angle a little bit here for you. You can see a little bit better. All right, hopefully that's good. So here, we'll start in a horse stance. Coming down, getting slightly, progressively wider. Hands on the knees helps. If you need a bench, hold on to a bench. Coming out, until you feel like you don't want to use your legs to hold yourself up anymore. And then just gently coming into it. So for me right now, I'm at about elbow height. As I warm up, just trying to get lower, let gravity do the work. There's different ways of training the splits. This is by no means intense right now. I've done a lot of intensive stretching. We did the hard stuff. This is just to relax and open up now. And from here, we're going to sit down into a pancake. Bring the legs closer. Bend the knees if you have to. Sit on a cushion if you have to. If you're really, really scrunched, sit on a couch. You're going to be reaching tall, shoulders back, as if someone's pulling your chest forwards, not down. You don't want to collapse. So stay as forwards as you can, and just slowly finding your way down. Don't force anything. Here, stretching out the sides. No fixed routine on this, just try and get every angle you can, open up. I feel a huge stretch through here. And the beauty of this routine is, if you like doing push-ups, pull-ups, all that stuff, you break it up. So what I'm doing right now is I'll have this every single day, and then I'll have an upper body strengthening routine every other day. So like a push and a pull, let's say pull-ups and handstand push-ups. A break, and then push-ups and explosive pull-ups or muscle-ups or something else, just throwing it in, and I'll do them separately. So I got a lot of time, so why not? Whoa. Okay, we'll come back. You can do the 99 if you want. I find I'm already like super limber at this point, so I don't feel it, but if you do, go for it. I'm going for the butterfly, which is half of a full fly with the legs down and everything. You should be able to get side splits easier. I find them to be very hard, especially compared to the front splits. Front splits are a lot like butter to me. If I want them, I can get them. Side splits, man, that's my dragon. I've noticed, because I've spent a lot of time looking at this stuff, people are either really good naturally front or side. It's more rare to see someone both, especially if they haven't been trained. I'll see people that can do side splits, no problem, but can't do front splits, which boggles my mind because I can do front splits, no problem, but middle splits is quite something else. All right, so let's go into stretch for the hip flexors. So pushing the hip flexors forwards. See this Weasel. Well, I suck at both. Well, you get to work at both. You get something to move towards. Working on the front. I have a really nice front splits tutorial. You should look it up on my channel. I think it's front splits for adults or for martial arts. Really good stuff. I remember making that out in China when I was getting my front splits down. I know there's going to be some stuff that you'll really enjoy in there. Monica, glad you enjoyed it. Oh, that was fun. Getting some community going here. Stretching that hamstring. Then we'll go down to that full splits. Like I said, if you're interested in the splits, watch my video. This is not necessarily training for the splits. This is just, I'm getting into whatever I can without forcing anything because I'm really warm. And I'm really close. I could force my hamstring down right now. I could get rid of this gap. But I've been noticing a really nice, slow, smooth transition for the 7 days doing this that I want it to come without any effort. I want it consistent. I want it just to be natural that I lay down and can drop into this without any problems. So if there's one thing I've learned about stretching is you can lose it quick. You can lose it quick. So fence that goes up quick, goes down quick. Fence goes up slow, stays. I've noticed the same, so I've had a lot of time to just sit and study. So I've been studying Chinese. Remember. And yes, there's some aspect of my studying that is like that. But most of it right now is just, I'll listen to a brand new dialogue, see what I can catch out of it. Whatever I don't catch, I read it in the Chinese characters. So I'm okay at reading Chinese characters. I definitely don't have a lot, but like the simple stuff I am reading, it's like, okay, I can read it and it makes me happy just being like, this is something I had no idea what it was. And I'm looking at it and just that consistency. But point being, there's nothing to do with Chinese language, consistency. So doing this every single day, especially with the goal being to make it easier versus most other routines, you're trying to add weight, you're trying to add reps, you're trying to add more. This, you're just trying to make it easy. If you can get through this and it's easy, like you're strong. This is, there's no doubt. If you can hold 5 minutes of all those stances, you're strong. Your legs are jacked. You got bamboo legs, as they say. Yeah, consistency. Don't force anything. The way of the Tao. If you have to force it, it's not the Tao. Ooh, well, this feels great. I always wondered what, when you YouTube how to do the splits, all the stuff that comes up, it's like 10-year-old girls. They're like, yeah, you just do this and you'll get the splits in a week. Should be about 1 or 2 weeks you'll have the splits. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? 1 or 2 weeks. Anyways, my point is, like, I always wonder what it feels like to just sit here and not, when you watch those people, they're just sitting there like there's nothing. What do we got next? Middle splits. We're almost done here, folks. Come down. Bend your knees if you have to. Touch down when you want. Point the toes forwards if you want it perfect and pretty, but you can also point the toes out. There's a lot of finer details to this that I'm not going to cover right now. Needless to say, if you know what anterior pelvic tilt is, you should be anterior pelvic tilting right now with your front splits, with your middle splits. And so, a little bit warmer. Getting it down, not too bad. I like to actually be able to see what I'm doing here. All right, and then once my calves touch down, I'll be a happy camper. We'll drop down into our pancake. This is the last one, and we'll call it a day. Can't read that last comment. I'll answer your questions right before we finish. Again, this is how I actually injured my adductors one of the times. It was a day or two before I'd gotten my head down to the ground, and I was so excited. I was like, holy crap, I can now touch my head to the ground. I came to the next session and was just like, I'm gonna touch my head to the ground. Bam, tore something. It was 6 months till I could properly do anything. It was not fun. Again, don't force anything. Oh, hope you enjoyed that. Let me see this last. Hey, what's up, Minas from Greece? Thanks for joining us. Let's see. I've seen my videos about split stretching school. Thinking about going there myself. Queasel watched Ranton's video recently about splits. Yeah, I watched that video too. Power stretching, having someone push you into the splits, I can tell you is not a pleasant feeling at all. I feel Ranton's pain. I just want to know that I will eventually get them. You will eventually get them. If you want it, you'll get it eventually. If you put in the work and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Maybe I'll do some more. Maybe I'll do some Qigong later. Let me know if you have any suggestions for other live stuff you want to see me do. This was a pleasure, gent. Fun sharing some sweats with you guys. Usually did it for me. At the moment the school is closed. Oh yeah, it sucks that all the schools are closed and stuff. You just have to hold a horse stance and lower yourself down, and you got to do the work. So without further ado, thanks for joining me, guys. Stay safe out there, don't die, and I'll see you in the next one.